Hello, and welcome to Homestead with Botania. Last episode, we built this potato and cabbage farm with the create mod. Let's see how it's doing. Woo! Okay, so clearly I need to check out some of these potatoes and put cabbages. I'm gonna do that now because I will forget if I don't. This episode will be Botania focused. As you can see, I have a bunch of mana in here. I did want to have some stored up, so I kept this running while I was making other videos. This episode, I thought we'd make another glomerulus and then automate it. But we're kind of running out of room, so we'll see what we can do. For our glomerulus, we need a rune of fire, rune of summer, 2 light gray petals, 2 yellow, and 1 red. Don't I know it well? 2 yellow petals, 2 light gray petals, a red petal, uh-oh, a rune of air, and a rune of fire. That did nothing. I do not have a rune of summer, which is a rune of earth, rune of air, 2 sand, a slime ball, and some watermelon. Rune of air, rune of earth, slime ball, melon, 2 blocks of sand. Okay, and then I need living rock, I think. Doink. Okay. 'Tis almost done. And the lightning things works with the shaders. Yes! I changed shaders, in case you didn't notice. Okay. We put that on there. Yes! Rune of Summer. Rune of Fire. 1 red petal. 2 mystical light gray petals. 2 yellow petals. Okay, okay. Then a seed. Yes! Bam! And now I need another spreader. Bonk. Now, I want to automate these, but this is getting pretty crowded. So I would like to find somewhere to put all of the Botania stuff. I'd like to have a path that goes out, maybe over here? This looks pretty flat. It just needs some terraforming and some clearing out. Or I could take all these flowers out and we can fill in this spot and then do some magic. Like so. Do I have any dirt? Probably not. Let's go look. We have 3. But if I just take this, I'm not going to need much dirt. Okay, so we're going to do a bit of magic again, just like I did for the house. And I'm thinking a greenhouse because Botania, botany, botanical greenhouse. Obviously, I'm going to be using spruce because I have so much of it. And I got some dirt to fill this in with the magic because I don't want to do it by myself, okay? Okay, so pop this here, pop this here. And then for some Botania, it's crap. I'm just going to put this in the middle. Then we get my wand. And ta-da! This baby comes fully equipped, as you can see. These are all functional. I can bone meal them. And I've got some of every color. These are all purely decorational. They just emit light, and I don't want to put torches on the building. If we head inside, we've got a pressure plate to close the door behind me. If we head up, we've got a crafting table and some extra chests for storage, aside from the barrels along the wall. We've got my runic altar, my mana pool, and my living rock petal apothecary. And I plopped the alchemy thing. I'm still in creative. Anyways, my lovely chandelier, 4 blossoms, azalea bushes, and hanging ear light fruit. I think this is from the end. I'm not sure. I won't be going until much later on in Botania, so I'm not too worried about it. As you can see, each side comes with some extra space for any growing room I need, or specifically, lava. Before I tell you what the lava's for, we need to actually move in. All of my flowers are still over there. And I'm not going to break this mana pool until I get all the mana I need out of it. So, we're just going to leave this here for now. And we're all moved in. You might have seen a little montage that I put these up a block. Why would I ever possibly in the history of ever do that? Because like I said, I want to automate these, which is not very hard. We will need hovering hourglasses. I only have enough gold for 1. I'll be right back. Nice. Do any of you know how important this is to Botania? So Endermen spawn in warped forests, right? I will need many, many mana pearls as I advance further into Botania. So having one of these right next to the portal is very convenient. I will need so many mana pearls, in fact, that Botania has their own weapon you can make that slays Enderman in like 3 hits, but it has little to no damage. I almost looked straight at him. What delicious noises. Alright, let's go home. Right, so from that, I got 32 raw gold. That is not bad. Alright, well that's smelting. We're gonna make the dispensers slash droppers. This is why I grabbed the redstone. And then I'm gonna need animated torches. An animated torch is just a redstone torch with some mana powder on top. You can't mess this up. Luckily, I got a ton of glowstone, so I can just pop this into this, and I should get redstone. Okay, well, I can also pop some dye in there, and also get mana powder, which I did not know until just right now. I'm gonna pop an animated torch on top of each of these. So what's the difference between this and an hourglass? So what this does is it sends a redstone pulse the direction of the head of the torch. So there's going to be a dropper on this side, a dropper on this side, and hourglass on top. So every 10 seconds, it'll flip to the other side, one kind of food, flip to the other side, another kind of food. Because if it eats the same food over and over, back to back, it produces less mana and gets less saturation out of it, if that makes sense. Alright, so the droppers are ready. We're going to need some mana steel and some mana glass. 4 gold in the corners, mana steel in the middle, glass on the top and bottom, redstone on the sides, and a hovering hourglass. This on top of this, and this on top of this. Now we go get even more sand. Pop 10 sand in each. Now we see if they work. Yup, okay. Sadly, I do not have the food. The harvest moon rises. Your crops provide a better harvest. Well, speak of the damn devil, let's go harvest some damn crops, huh? Oh my god. Pop all these in here. In case you're wondering how much that per 2 stacks of hay bales. Do you know how much bread that is? I was just saying how we needed an easy food source to give to the gourmet. Look at this. Whoa! Alright, I got 4 stacks of bread from that, and I saved a little bit just to put into the animals, because I'm also going to be harvesting them. How has this been doing? Amazing! Yeah. Okay. And now we kill. Breed my piggies. Gonna pop my wheat. Ooh! Wheat. Wheat in here. And I'm not gonna bother breeding my sheep because I think they're good, actually. Alright, let's get to it. I always leave one adult because I don't want to be that cruel. I might just leave the piggies alone because there's not that many of them in here to begin with, so I'll just wait. Put my butchering knife away. Take my chopping knife out. I get to chopping. Only 44, but you know, that's better than nothing. I'm pretty sure that if you put a skillet on an oven, it'll cook, right? Because, hey, duh, it's on. But once it's done cooking, it'll disperse the thing to the right, so hopefully it'll just go straight to the basket. Let's see. Yup, 1 down. 44 to go. Well, that's cooking. I'm gonna get the food, so to speak, for the other flowers. Cutting down those trees took quite a bit of my mana. Thinking I could do to kind of... thinking I could do to kind of get rid of the mana in here is set this to give, and I pop that in there. And now hopefully it'll just... Can you shut up? Hopefully it'll just... All of it will go into there. I think it's done. It's full. I think that is the most mana I've ever had on one of these bands. And I've had a Terra Steel one. I've never had it full. Well, good to know I've got another refill in here if I need one. My beef patties are done. Now, because I only had 44 beef patties, I have to split them into 22, so I can put 22 beef patties in here, 22 in here, 22 bread in here, 22 bread in here, so that they eat the bread, then the patty. The bread, then the patty. So infinite dry burger. That in there. That in there. There we go. Yes! Look how constant, steady flow this one is with the food and the influx of mana. And this one is slow bursts, slow, long bursts. Look how packed out this one is. This is just from this. That's stored mana that's in there. That yellow stuff, that's waiting to get into here because this is full. And look, this has got 4 flowers attached to it, and it's just eh, eh. But we're cooking with peanut oil now. And to rev up the heat, I would like a new mystical flower called the Thermalily. Thermalily is called the hardest flower in the game because you have to constantly fuel it with lava in order to produce mana. So it's more of a quick boost to just produce something like mana steel or mana glass than an actual constant stream of mana. However, it is a large amount per bucket. Now, before we actually make the flower, I would like to get the lava, you know, kind of going ahead and going. That way, while we're getting all the stuff to make the flower, we have some in the background just kind of getting ready to go. Now, if you don't know how a lava farm works, you'll need a dripstone block, dripstone, a cauldron beneath it, and then lava or water above it. This will produce infinite water or infinite lava. I don't know why you would do it for water, but you can. However, this will also require a lot of iron. And this is why I was collecting cauldrons there for a little bit, if I can find them. Here they are. I've only got 3 right now. I think I'd like at least 9. But in my other world, I had 25. But for right now, 9 will do. I'll need 6 more. But all I've got is what is essentially a stack of iron, and I don't want to use all of that on cauldrons, so I guess we're going mining. Alright, back into the depths. Ugh. Okay, I want to be here because I want the dripstone and the stalagmites. Look how much copper is in this place, dude. But I guess that's a good part of the shader pack is that things glow. What is that? Alright, I've got 25 dripstone blocks and 25 dripstone points. Ooh, hello. But what I need is iron. And I'll grab anything shiny I find down here. I need to stay higher up in the cave systems because iron spawns more at higher altitudes, which is why you find lots in mountain biomes or stony beaches. Urn? What's in there? What is that? Oh, bones. Another urn. Hello. What's in this one? Oh. Well, gonna get a bit of everything while I'm in here, I guess. Some more urns. Woo! Hello. Woo! Okay. Okay, I am gonna put my backpack down so I can put all of my mushrooms in here because they're taking up way too much inventory space. Alright, put that back on. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff over here. And plus having this backpack is I have a crafting upgrade on it, so I can take all of my raw iron nuggets and make 8 whole raw iron. Woohoo! Slime. Okay. I think we're done here. Okay. Alright, after organizing my inventory, this is our haul. Gonna get that smelting. I suppose while we're waiting, we can set up the lava farm. Alright, so this isn't too hard. Just 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Put our dripstone here. Yay, my beautiful lava thing. Kind of ruins the scenery, doesn't it? Let's take the iron I do have and make 6. I got 21 iron left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we need a bouquet and some lava, which luckily there's some right here. And now it begins. Only issue with this is I have to fill this whole thing with lava, like full blocks, so yay! Alright, I don't think this actually has to be dripstone blocks, but you know, whatever. And now we wait. Now that we have the food, so to speak, going, I can get the flower going. Thermal lilies are fairly easy. They need a fire and an earth and 2 orange and a red. I think I can already make one. Alright, I've got everything but a fire rune. So what do I need for a fire rune? I need a nether wart, gunpowder, nether brick, mana steel, and mana powder. I've only got one nether wart. My god, okay. Wasn't there a way we could make a nether wart? With the blaze rod. I remember correctly, I can make one of those with lava and quartz. Lava, quartz. Yes! Toss this in there. Hallelujah. Toss this in there for mana powder. As for a nether brick, I don't think I have any nether bricks, but I am just gonna smelt some netherrack, I think. Get that mana steel and a piece of gunpowder. Let's grab one of those. Put the rest in here. I'm gonna put this onto that. Pop the gunpowder, mana powder, mana steel, nether brick, and nether wart. Alright, we give it a sec. Alright, it's done. We pop this on there, and... Oh! Runa Fire. That back to there. Go over to our petal apothecary. 2 mystical orange petals. 1 red petal. I put a mushroom. A rune of earth. And a rune of fire. And then I need a seed. 1 second. Doink. Yes! And we're going to pop this right here. I think I'd like one more. Alright. I need some oiter. 1 red petal. 1 orange petal. Another orange petal. 1 rune of the earth. And rune of fire. And then I need another seed. 1 second. Wah! Huzzah! Doink! Grab some living wood logs. Make our mana spreaders. Doink. Doink. And I'm going to pretty this up a little because it will be with flammable material. Grab some deep slate, pretty it up. Bonk, 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 bonk. And this should be fine. Now, let's go see if any of our lava's done. Yes! Alright, let's test this baby out. Should just put it down and it'll just take it. Yes! Look how packed out this thing is. It just keeps on going. Like I said, this produces a mana for about 30 seconds, I think. It's a lot of mana at once. It's a good boost. Look how much mana we've gotten already. Now, you want to be very careful when feeding these. The red particles means that it has eaten something, like it's actively consuming the lava. The smoke means it's on a cooldown. If you put lava here, it will pour and melt the flour and start doing all kinds of stuff. You don't want to do that. So only put in the lava when it has no particles at all whatsoever. Now, I think this cooldown can be anywhere from like 20 seconds to 5 full minutes. So I think it's done. Now, I don't see any particles anymore, so I think that means the cooldown is done. But there's only one way to find out. Alright, last bucket of lava. Pop that sucker right here. And we're good. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I've planned out this greenhouse very specifically. I want you to know that. This structure is here because we're going to have another structure here. It's important for Terra Steel. And this is going to be left open for something very important in the later book. This spot here is going to be left open for something very vital later on in Botania. And on each side, I'd like to have flowers that need a bit of space. For example, one that can be very destructive if I mess up. And another that if I get too close to it, it sucks the experience out of me and turns it into mana. Which is why it's so good that I get experience from farming. That's still crazy to me. I want to see what this place looks like when everything is going. So I'm going to get some food for these guys. Get my butchering knife. Put some more wheat in here so they'll breed again. Put some more potatoes in here. Woo! So they'll breed again. It is really busy in here. Oh my god. Sadly, this is the reality of real life pig farming is for those of you that don't know. I think everybody in here is bred, so I'm just gonna get that chopping. And it's raining again, which means the wheat's gonna grow again. It is so laggy. There's so many mobs over here. Oh my god. Cows butchered. 30 raw beef. And I think these pigs are starting a serious issue in here, so I'm gonna have to cool the numbers. I don't know if I'm hitting adults or children, but we'll find out shortly, won't we? Now, we are going to get significantly more pork than we are beef, because whenever you kill pigs with a knife, they drop ham. Look, I've already got like 64 in here, but then again, there's a lot more pigs in here. And I think that's all of the adults except for one. And there's still so many in here. Good God. Now that I've committed my massacre, drop off the butchering knife, put down the ham, pick up my cutting knife, put down this ham, I cut it, I get bones and pork chops. We're gonna have a lot of pork chops. Okay, I think that's all my pork chops. It is. I got 38 bones of that. How much bacon did we get out of that? Oh my god. Okay. Well, safe to say we will have enough to put in an even amount. I think I already got some in here. Yeah. Now, for simplicity's sake, I am just going to pop some coal in here and get these a cooking. And then I will pop this in there, so that's cooking while I chop the rest of my beef. Beef is done. We have 60. And once again, we just wait. We just chill for a sec. Because I just chopped like 200 things and my hands hurt. Put the knife down. I'm gonna go chill in my room for a minute and watch Instagram Reels while that cooks. I need a chair in here. Let's build a chair. Actually, let's build a kitchen. Let's build a dining table. Hold on. Chair. That looks easy enough. And what about a table? Spruce table. 4 fences and 3 slabs. That's kind of annoying, but whatever. And we have a dining table. I am gutted to announce that the last like 20 minutes of the video got corrupted because OBS wouldn't stop recording, so I had to close it, and then it just didn't finish the recording. Luckily, I did not do much. I got all the bacon, all the meats, finished this table, made a chair for my bedroom so I can sit and ponder my room. I made a lovely path that looks kind of wonky. And you get speed boost whenever you're walking on a path in the Homestead mod, so that's kind of sick and awesome. I continued the path down to the animals, and I wanted to show off how all of the flowers looked while they were producing, so I'm going to get some lava and we're going to do that. And this lava farm is very quick. I don't think we're going to need 25. I heard a phantom spawn, you stupid evil things. I knew I should have slept before I hit record. Quick, be quick, be quick. Don't get hit, don't get hit. I hear them. No. Okay. Okay. Look at that! And that's so cool. But look how much mana this puppy's got, huh? I'm gonna take a really quick nap and try to outrun the phantoms. And the reason there's no path here is because that's dacite and not grass. Shut up, I'm working on it. I am probably gonna spruce this up with some magic off camera. So next episode, this will be a lot prettier. But I absolutely adore the way this all turned out. We've got plenty of use out of our extra space outside. This is working literal magic. And our mana production rates are through the roof. Next episode is going to be very create focused, like I said it would be, and I'm very excited because I'm going to be building a machine that is very simple, but can cook and smelt whole stacks of items in like 8 seconds. It's insane. And then there was a design for an iron farm, but I'm gonna need a lot of space for it. And also brass, so it might take me a bit to get to where I need to be. Either way, it's sure to be a lot of fun. If you liked what you watched today, leave a like, comment if you have any ideas for anything in the Homestead, Botania, or Create mod. I would love to dig deeper into the mod pack. That's what this whole series is about. Leave a comment if you'd like to see anything else from me. I know I haven't played Don't Starve in a while. I'm just not really in the mood to play it. Personally, I don't care to right now, but if you have any ideas and stuff that might get me back into it, please let me know. Thank you for watching, and happy Halloween!